So from today, we are going to start practically working with this. So we classify this entire full stack into two categories. We make it as front-end development and back-end development. Back-end. So in front-end development, we are first going to start practically working from today onwards. So first we finish all the front end part, then we can go into back end. And in back end, after learning both front end and back end, we will build and complete end-to-end application by combining this front end and back end. So in the front end development, so we are going to learn HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. In this, we are going to learn about SAS, and JavaScript, jQuery. What are those you are going to learn now? And Angular and React. So these are the concepts we are going to deal with in front-end web development. So after that, we will go into backend. In backend, we will learn MongoDB, Node.js, and Express for database, server side, and middleware. So first, we will start with front-end development. Already I explained so many points like how the front end and back end combination works, what is layered architecture, what is tier architecture, some basic points we learned. So we are going to start practically working with this now. So we will start from the front end development. In the front end development, you will learn complete, you can say UI, user interface. So building the user interfaces for application, you will able to learn all these concepts. So for that, we need to set up environment. We need to install few things for start building the web applications. Right? So we are going to learn the UI part first. So let's see what are the softwares required, how we set up the environment, and how we can start with the project practically. So these you have to do practically, right? So we are going to now work with front end web development. So when you are going to learn front end web development, so first you need to know few important terms. So because you are going to learn front end web development, first you need to know, so what is web? What is web? And without knowing this, the concept of web, you cannot say that I am doing web development, right? I am learning web development. So you have to know what is web. So then we can practically create a web application. So what is technically web? First, you need to know that point. And in order to know what is web, first, you should know what is a network. And I hope everyone knows this. Network is nothing but a group of computers connected to each other for sharing of information, information and resources, for sharing of information and resources. So each a group of computers connected to each other for sharing of information and resources. That's what actually network is. And the first computer network is Arpanet. Arpanet is the first computer network. Advanced research projects, research projects agency network. Projects agency network. So it was introduced by United States Department of Defense in early 1960s. 1960s. It was the first computer network. After that, network classified into several groups. Network classified into several groups. So that is, majority of you people know the types of networks. So networks are classified into several types. So like local area network, metropolitan area network, and a wide area network based on the range and capacity. So wide area network is nothing but group of computers connecting with each other across the world. So internet is a wide area network connecting computers all over the world. Connecting computers all over the world. So what is web then? What is the difference between internet and web? Web is a portion of internet. Web is a portion of internet with a restricted access. With restricted access. So web, the term web and internet are different. So web is a portion of internet with restricted access. The concept of web was introduced in early 1990 by Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee. He introduced the concept of web. Tim Berners-Lee introduced a language called HTML, hypertext markup language. The detailed history later we will see. So what is the concept of web? How it is different from internet actually? Just a simple point we will see. Actually, web, suppose we have like different countries. So we have like India, like US, like UK. So this is now all are connected with each other. So that means they can access and share information from each other. This together forms internet. So internet. Anybody can access information from anywhere. We don't have restriction for that. But generally, anybody can access information from anywhere. But the point here is every country have its own web. That means India have its own web, US have its own web, and UK have its own web. Usually, that country government controls that web. That country government controls that web. Web is a portion of internet with restricted access. Restricted access means, suppose, you can observe this regularly. Suppose you are watching YouTube, and in YouTube, suppose UK, suppose we have a channel BBC. It is an UK channel. They uploaded a video. So they uploaded some video on their YouTube channel. But that video is controversial for Indian viewers. That means our Indian government don't want our Indian people to watch that video. In that case, you can observe that you open YouTube and go to check that channel and click on that video. You are accessing from India. Then automatically it will show that this video is not available to your country. You can see this in several websites also. Several websites contents are not accessible to our country, but other country people can view that. That means we have a restriction. That means internet is all over the world, but web is a part of internet with restricted access. So we are developing applications. We are developing applications for web. We are developing applications for web. That means our applications will have a restricted access. Our applications will be having two types of users actually. We have anonymous users. So we have anonymous users. And we have registered user. Registered user. Anonymous user can view only few things in the application and can use only few facilities of that application. Registered user can do more. That means he can view everything, or he can view more than the anonymous user. He can view more resources. So developing an application for them is all about the building an application that have restricted access. So what is web and how it is different from internet? Web is a portion of internet with restricted access. So it will not allow to access everything. It will decide according to the geolocations of the user. It will decide according to the authorizations of users. It will provide access only to those people who are eligible to view it. So we are building what kind of applications? We are building web applications. And who introduced this concept of restricting internet? So that was by Tim Berners-Lee. We call him as actually father of web. He introduced the concept of web and he introduced the concept of HTML also. So we are building applications for web. Then in the web, so many things are there, which we are going to learn one by one now. That means web comprises of so many things. Remember. So web comprises of so many things. We have a website. We have a web application. So we have blog. We have wiki. We have podcasting. We have widgets. So web is not just application. Web contains so many things. As a web developer, we need to know difference between them. What is a website? What is a web application? Already I told you, web contains now single page applications, progressive web applications, so which we are going to learn. So web is not just website. So everything on web, you cannot call it as a website. Then you have to know the difference between them. What is website? What is web application? We need to understand the differences. So then we can start building it. Right? We will see practically now. So this is the basic point about web. When you are learning web development, first you should know what is the web. And one more thing you should know is the standards, the standards of web. The standards of web are defined by two people, W3C, World Wide World Wide Web Consortium, and what WG. So web hypertext application technology work group. These two people maintain the standards of web. These two people maintain the standards of web. So web related, when you are developing websites, web applications, how to build a website, what are the rules of website, what are the standards of building websites, what technologies are used. So the latest versions of HTML, the changes in the web restrictions, everything you can get detailed information from W3C and what WG. You can visit their official websites. You can get the information all about web and latest happenings on web technologies also. So these people maintain the standards of web. We will go through them. So we will walk through W3 and what WG in later stages and see. So you should know that web developed by Tim Berners-Lee and the standards are maintained by W3. That means suppose you are learning so HTML, JavaScript or something else. So the standards are from various people. Web standards are defined by these people, W3 and what WG. We will learn building of websites and applications as per the standards of W3 and what WG. Right. So once we start building, so we have to know the rules of building applications. So we need to be aware of the standards. You can see the official websites. So one is w3.org. So w3.org. This is the official website of W3, World Wide Web Consortium. And here you will get all the standards of web. So standards of web designing, web development. So it is a complete, you can say that developer's reference. We, as a web developer, we refer everything from here. So related to anything, any standard related to web, you can get information from here. Another group is what WG. What WG. So the community, it is the community which is maintaining HTML since 2004. HTML was introduced by Tim Berners-Lee after 2004. So these people took over it. These are the people who maintain HTML. So you can know about HTML from the people who are maintaining that HTML. What WG community. So better rather than going to other websites online, you can come here and you can refer everything here because these are the people who built it. They will provide better information than anybody else, right? So these maintain the standards of web. So let's see now how to start building an application for web. Then we can see the differences, all these differences. So to build an application for web, what you have to do is, so you have to set up environment for building web application. So for that, what you have to do to set up environment for building web application, first step, you have to download. So we have to download and install Node.js on your PC. It may be Mac, Linux, or Windows. In any PC, you can install this Node.js. You have to download and install Node.js. Tomorrow, I will give you a online link where you will get all the step-by-step notes about what we are discussing every day. So you can get all the detailed notes from there, right? Tomorrow I will share an online link for that. So before that, first, today you have to do this on your PCs so that practically it is ready to start working with it. So why we are downloading Node.js? Because actually we are going to learn Node.js, that is okay. So we are doing Node.js for two things. What is that? So Node.js is used as a server-side scripting technology. So we are going to use Node.js as server-side scripting technology. Not only that, Node.js provides a package manager called npm package manager called npm. Initially we are downloading for this package manager. Package manager is nothing but package manager is used. Actually, package manager is a software tool. It is a software tool used to install various libraries required for your project. That means when you are building a project, you need lot of libraries. For example, in your project you want jQuery, then you have to download jQuery and install for your project. You want Bootstrap, you have to download and install. So if you want Angular, React, everything you have to download, install manually. So instead of doing that, actually you observe here, suppose you are building a project. In that project you want some jQuery UI or something. You have to visit their official website. After visiting that official website, they will provide a download. You have to download it. You have to click and download it. And when you download, you will get a zip file. So I click on this download and you will get a zip file. You can see you will get a zip file. You have to open that location. After opening that location, you have to extract it. After extracting it, so the folder will come. After extracting it, the folder will come. So that means the downloaded folder will come. Then you have to copy the files and you have to go to your project and paste those files there. This is a lengthy process. So professionally, as web developer, we don't want like that regularly. That means go to website, download the file, extract the file, copy the files, go back to project, paste in a specific path. That's all very lengthy concept. So everyone prefers through a package manager. If you have a package manager, through package manager, by typing a simple command, you can download and install that library. Automatically it will connect to their server, downloads the library and installs for your project. There are so many package managers. Like, so we have npm. That is what we are going to use now, Node Package Manager. And we have like NuGet. You have like Ruby gems. You have like yarn. So yarn. You have like grunt. So many package managers are there. So many. So we can use any of them. It doesn't matter. So, but we prefer using NPM because this is convenient for us because we are even going to use Node.js. So better stick to this NPM as a package manager. Once you have this package manager in your computer, it is easy to maintain libraries for your projects. So then observe carefully. Suppose, see, we are using some website, get boots. This is Bootstrap. You will learn CSS Bootstrap. You see there is an option, download Bootstrap. Okay. When I go to download, they will give you an option. They will say that, so you can see right side here, you can observe right side, they given package managers. In the package managers, they say that you can use npm, yarn, ruby gems, composer, NuGet. By using those packages also you can install. Package managers are nothing but they will simply provide one command. You have to run that command from your command prompt. So then automatically it will install. Automatically it is going to install that. This will be easy and better to use actually. This will be very easy and better to use. So package managers are very much required. And for that, so we are downloading Node.js. How to download that I will show you now. Node.js is going to provide you a package manager called npm, and we will use this npm up to the end of full stack everywhere now. So go to the official website of Node.js. You can just Google or you have nodejs.org. That is the official website of Node.js. In this Node.js, you have to download. Don't go with the current latest features. Download this 14 version because this 16 is for the people who already have Node.js on their machine. So they can update to that. But this is enough. You click on this download 14. Sometimes if you are already working in your companies and already you have worked with Node.js older versions, make sure that in your computer Node.js version is 10 above, because the latest technologies that we are using, we are going to learn in web development in our course, they need 10 and higher versions. So otherwise you cannot handle them. So if you are having an old version, just download the new version and update. Just reinstall it, it will update. Right? So we have to download and install. So you have to visit this website. You click on this, it will give you a download setup file. You can get it. If you belong to, this is for Windows. If you belong to Linux or Mac or any other operating system, you click on other downloads. And when you click on other downloads, it will give you setup for any operating system services. So you have to first download this and download and install. Installation is a simple process. Just you follow 2-3 steps, open the setup file, next. That's it. You don't need to worry about any path or anything. It will complete the installation process. Once it is installed successfully on your computer, then you have to, after installing, you have to open command prompt. So this is CMD. Run CMD. This is our command prompt. In the command prompt, we have to check whether it is successfully installed or not. You have to check that. Right. So here you have to just run. So node-v. Node-v it will get the Node.js version. So which version is installed on your PC? It will get the Node.js version, Node-V, and npm-v, npm-v, and this will get the Node package manager version, package manager version. In Node.js, Node package manager version is different. Node package manager version is 6. So make sure that this Node.js version is 10 above. Node.js version is 10 above. So you need to just reinstall and it will automatically update to the new one. And if you have an older version. So this is Node.js and the package manager is ready. This is the first step you need to follow. So you have to download and install Node.js on your PC, right? So technically, when you are downloading, always you have to download. Suppose you are using this Node.js org and you went to this other downloads. And when you are downloading, always you have to download this MSI file, because generally people who know software development and all, because for newcomers who don't know any software development, they don't know anything about zip files, MSI files, but ordinary software developers who already know some technologies, they know that. So if you install, you have to install this Windows installer, because this Windows installer will automatically install everything with step-by-step guidance. If you install any zip files or tar files, so or ARM files, then you have to unzip them, copy them, and again paste into specific location. So better always use these MSI files, the package files, which are simple installer files. So any software developer knows that zip file, MSI files, how to handle them. Huh? So you don't need to worry if you don't know anything, just follow what I told you. So what you have to do, you have to just download this MSI. If you belong to other operating systems, you use the installers. That will be enough, right? So other platforms also available. You can go to the other platforms or download options for every other operating systems and all, right? Now, once you are ready and you have this Node.js, in the command prompt, you have to run this node-v, and in the command prompt, anywhere in the command prompt, you have to use npm-v. Check the version of Node.js is and npm is working or not. So that is one. So Node.js is ready, package manager is ready. Then you have to download and install editor. So editor is a software which is used for building the application, debugging the application. Debugging is verifying the problems, identifying the problems, fixing the problems, that is debugging, testing the application, deploying the application. Deploying is publishing. So to build, to debug, to test applications, we need an editor. So many types of editors are present. So many types of editors are present. Right. So many types of editors are present. So the editors, what silly thing you, Prabhu, I told you already here, Node package manager. Don't sleep, man. Huh? Don't sleep in the class. Huh? So I already told you Node package manager. Are you sleeping? Huh? Yeah. Full form of NPM. Very complicated question you asked. Huh? Already I told you several times in this context, Node package manager. Huh? Don't behave like a kid. Full form of I will tell every form of that. Okay, right. Uh, don't sleep. So here the point for editor. So many editors are present. Various editors are present. So technically, we need a editor. Several types of editors are there. You can see this is editor config. This is the official editors community. You can see these are all editors. You can use any editor. Now don't ask, can I use this? Can I use that? You can use any editor. We don't care. But we are going to use an editor called Visual Studio Code. These are all editors, different types of editors. So out of that, we are going to use this editor, Visual Studio Code. You can use any editor. But Visual Studio Code is the best preferred for us because it is free, it is open source, you can customize the plugins also. It is free and it is from Microsoft. And Microsoft so provides a language called TypeScript, which is the future scripting language for web development, and official support is given by them. So in Angular, React like technologies, you are going to use the TypeScript. So better go with Visual Studio Code. This is enough. You can even build .NET, Java, PHP, Python applications also on this Visual Studio Code. So we can simply download this. So I already told you, you can use any editor. Now don't come that, can I use Atom? Can I use brackets? Whatever you want, you can use, but we are not using them. We are using Visual Studio Code. So we prefer this than anything else. So every concept is handled. So we are entire full stack development. We are going to use that Visual Studio Code editor, right? And we have to download that editor. So you have to go to, you can just Google Visual Studio Code download, or you can have this Visual Studio Code official website. This is the Visual Studio Code official website. This is also available for various operating system services. And in this operating system services, you can download for anyone. So you can use anyone, right? And it is suitable for all of them. You can use anything. All the technologies you can use for Visual Studio Code, right? These all, everything you can have Visual Studio Code. So it is available for so many things, right? And this is enough because it is free. So then no license required, you can use everywhere. So you have to download this, and once you download this Visual Studio Code, so you will get in the download, you will get, this is the Visual Studio Code in your programs. So how the Visual Studio Code editor looks like, just an overview I will give you here. This is the initial screen of Visual Studio Code editor. So this is initial screen of Visual Studio Code editor. We will use this editor for building the applications. We will learn all our full stack development inside this Visual Studio Code. All the technologies we can handle here. Whatever we are going to learn. Angular, React, Node.js, everything. So we can handle here. So front end, back end related, whatever we are going to learn, we can handle here. So technically, so this is, instead of this, I already showed you the official website of editor community. This is editor config. This is editor community. And here, so many editors are provided. So you can use any of these editors. So it doesn't matter, right? You can use all these editors. So in that, we are going to deal with this Visual Studio Code. So now you have Visual Studio Code also ready. So we remember Visual Studio Code. Don't get confused. Actually, there is another Visual Studio. Visual Studio. So Visual Studio 2019 is the latest it will be there. So you don't download this. So not Visual Studio. We need a light version of that, and that is Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio is here also you can build, but it is very heavy. Approximately 9 GB it requires. It's very heavy. And this is for the people who want to build .NET applications. So front end, Angular, React, everything works here. But it is very heavy. So we don't need this. Visual Studio Code is required, not Visual Studio, right? This is Visual Studio Code. So now you have downloaded this and Node.js, checked that you have these versions and download and install the editor. Now how to create a project? How do we configure the project and how we have to handle? So after downloading, how to create our web application? So how do we create a project? So create a new project, and to create a new project, what are the basic steps we need to follow? So to create a new project, the basic steps, so what we need to follow, I will show you here. And that means we are creating a web application. What are the basic steps for creating web application? So first open any location on your computer, C drive, D drive, or desktop, any location. So let's go to the location. I go to this C drive and click a new folder and write here as web application. I will write as a front end web application. I am creating as front end web application. So that is the project folder name. So we created an empty folder in C drive, front end web application. Okay. Once you created this folder, now open your Visual Studio Code. In this Visual Studio Code, open that folder. In Visual Studio Code, you have to open that folder. In Visual Studio Code, some more things you have to do. I will tell you. First, we created an empty folder and open that. Go to File menu and select Open Folder. So in this open folder, in C drive, we created a folder called Front End Web Application and select that. Now you can see this is the folder. Now this is your web application, but still it is not a web application professionally. It is just an empty folder. Now we need to initialize this as a professional web application. For that we need to set up something. So file structure and everything we need to configure in this. To make it as a professional web application, you have to do a simple work. That is nothing but open this folder location in command prompt. You can open in command prompt, or you can do one more thing here. So what you can do is you can go to, so here, terminal menu. You can see at the top, you will find there is a terminal menu. You can see terminal menu. In the terminal menu, you will find new terminal. You have to select this new terminal. When you select new terminal, you can see a command prompt will come like this. You will see a command prompt will come. That means you don't need to open separate command prompt. So you can directly open here. What you have to do is just go to terminal menu, go to terminal menu and select the option new terminal. So you will get that terminal. You will get that terminal. Now, once you got this terminal, this is C colon front end web application. Left side, you see currently our project is empty. Now, to make it as a professional web application, in this location, you have to run a command npm. npm is Node Package Manager. It is package manager. And in npm space, you have to run init, initialize init, npm init. npm init is initializing this folder as a application. Now, when I type this command and hit enter, it will walk through some questions. We have to answer them and hit enter. You can see. Now, once you say npm init and enter, it is asking some questions. It started a utility. It will walk through for creating your application related files. I will tell you what are those. First step, you see it is asking, what is the package name? Package name means what you want the project name. So I will give the project name as full stack web application. Full stack web application. That is the project name. Okay. You can give any name and hit enter. Second step, it is saying that your name is too long, so and contain capital letters. So that means we don't use any capital letters. We just give that option here. Now what you have to do is you have to just simply give a full stack project. That is the name I have given and hit enter. So if you got any problem in running this, remember, you cannot run this command without installing Node.js. You have to first install Node.js. If you got any problem, then you have to go to command prompt. Go to command prompt. Here, change to that project location, cd. The project location is front-end web application. Front-end web application. Here you have to run the command npm init. It will work. So in the terminal, if you are facing any problem, you can do this. So, or I will tell you alternative also. Here, first step, project name. I given as full stack project. Next, version. It is asking version. Version by default, this is the first version of our project. Because when you are building an application, so you can configure multiple versions. Now, initially, you can leave this empty. Then it will take the version that is defined in the parenthesis, in the brackets. Now just hit enter. So description, any description I can give that. That is a full stack web development. Okay. Entry point. Currently, we don't have any entry points. Entry points later will come with JavaScript. So skip that. Hit enter. Test command. That means, do you have any testing tool configured here? We don't have any testing tool configured here. So then what we have to do is then you have to just skip this. Press enter. It is asking Git repository. So Git repository, it is asking Git repository. We don't have any Git repository also. Why? Because we haven't learned any Git repository. Git repository is to collaborate our project with the team. We don't have that. Just ignore this also. Later we are going to learn. And hit enter. Now it is asking keywords. What are the keywords used for this? For example, I will say HTML, CSS, JavaScript, some keywords I am giving. So any keywords. and hit enter. Author, some Naresh Technologies. That is the author name. Next, enter. License. So you can define the license which you are providing for that. Just leave it empty as of now, because licensing, versioning, that we will discuss towards the later stages. Initially, enter. Now it says that these are all the details you mentioned. Is it okay? You type yes, yes, and hit enter. Then it is done. Now automatically you can see that. Automatically you can see left side in the your project, a file is generated by name package.json. In a web application, package.json contains all the metadata. Metadata, that means the information about the application, like its version, its name, what packages it is using, all that information is present. You can click on this now. You can see this is the package.json file. And all the information that you have mentioned is configured here. Later, this will be updating automatically according to the libraries you are installing, the configurations you are giving. This file will be updated. So we will see how we can update, how we can change this. So how this will change, what else it contains. Initially, this is a basic package JSON is very much required to understand the information about your project. What libraries it is using, what is the name, what is the version. For a developer, this is very much important. So we need to first set up this environment. After this, we need to add some important files. You can edit the metadata, no problem. Later, if you want, you can make changes into it. Later, you can make changes into it. You can modify, no problem. And later, it will automatically update according to what you are installing the project also. You can manually make changes into it, no problem. So if you want to make changes, you can directly make changes into it. So if you don't want to make changes, there is another option. You see there itself they given npm install pkg to install package and save the dependency in the package JSON. That means this is the package name that you will see later how to install the packages. You can make changes directly inside this file, no problem. You can make changes, you can edit them, right? We have to edit them because according to situation, we will change the main file. According to situation, we change the keywords. We can change the license, the authors, we can modify them. So, but this file generation is very much important. Once this file is generated, now we need to maintain some infrastructure for the project, like folders and files. What are the basic folders and files required? So what is the infrastructure required for creating a project? We need to understand that. With that, we can start building an application. But before that, this file is important. Package JSON is important. For that, you have to follow all these steps one by one. So you have to create a folder, go to the command prompt into that folder. And next step, what you have to do, you have to run the command npm init. You have to run the command npm init. So this will generate the package JSON file, package.json file. Now it is ready. You can start working with that. So how to handle them? How we can handle them? So why you people are too much excited? I don't know. You are going to learn every concept step by step. Without explaining every concept, I will not go further. So some people are very too much overexcited, hyper excited. Keep your excitement with you, okay? All these concepts you are going to learn one by one. So I don't know, in the first day itself, you want to learn entire full stack. That is foolish thing, okay? So keep some patience, man, right? Why you are too overexcited? So without explaining all the concepts, we will not move further. So step by step, you are going to explore everything. You are going to learn everything. So if you are not coming from tomorrow onwards, you want to learn everything today itself, then this excitement is okay. Okay. So if you are willing to continue, then you keep patience. You will learn everything in detail. Huh? Right. So I don't know why you are very much excited in other topics instead of what you are currently learning here. First, do what I showed you here. Then you will get more better results. Huh? Don't get overexcited in other topics other than what we are discussing, because those are later stages. We are going to understand them. Huh? Right. Because I am watching here, several people are sending this message, that message. Huh? So, but they are not talking about what we are doing here. They are talking about something else. So first follow what I am showing here. Do this, then you will get a clarity in understanding other options. Okay. So this is the basic approach. This is the basic approach. So yeah, I will tell you, don't worry. I hope you will come to the next session. Huh? Deepank, will you continue tomorrow also, or today is the end? Today, from today you are not going to attend the session. Will you come tomorrow also? If you come for few more sessions, you will understand what is the purpose, where it is used, how it is used. Today, I just showed you how to set up and install. We are going to learn everything in detail. That's what I am explaining here. Understood? Clear? Yes. So, I want you to first set up this environment. Now we are going to learn what is this package JSON, where this is used, how this is used, what it contains. That is too much to your level at this point. So first, up to this, once you do this, you are going to understand why it is required. What else is required in a project? What are the file system architecture we create that? That's what we will see now, right? So that we are going to discuss. Already one point I told you, it contains metadata. Metadata means it contains information about your project. Information about your project. That means, so what libraries it is using. This file and so many other files are required for a project. You will learn how to use them, how to work with them in the next level. So tomorrow we will discuss about that. Tomorrow I will explain how to build the infrastructure of our application and what is the role and responsibility of every file, how they are used, why they are used. Tomorrow we are going to discuss about that. Okay.